Good morning, everybody. Jim from County Corvette here. I have a 1967 ElCamino in front of me here. It's a RestoMod. We built a lot of RestoMods here. We did not build this one. A client of mine had it. He's since sold a few cars, having a life change. But I got to tell you, this is a very well done car. I know through the paperwork I've seen it started out as a California rust-free car, as it was described, as it shows to me. There's no evidence that this car was, basket case kind of quality. Whoever did it started out with a real nice piece. Now, the paint on it, the paint and body work is superb. It really is. It's been done for, I believe, about 7 years, and it's really held up nicely. It was a first-class job. On this paint job and body work, there's no issues with the body work. The only thing I found on this car was one paint chip, and it looks to me like somebody shut the hood and twisted it, and it got a little chip here. And I have paint for the car, and I've been filling it in with paint, and I'm going to put some clear coat on there. A little sand and polish it. You probably wouldn't have noticed it if I didn't tell you, but just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. This car, it looks like a fairly recently done build. It was that well done that it's held up. This has a built LS3 in it, and it's got all the modern amenities, power steering, air conditioning. Now, it does have power brakes. It's a Willwood system with a vacuum booster. I like the Hydro Boost. Hydraulic assist system's a little bit better. One thing about this car is, and it takes some getting used to, and probably should be, remedied depending on how the car is going to be used. The brakes actually take a little while to get warmed up. It seems like they're heavy metallic lining, and it takes a little while before they really start to grab. So it's the kind of car you start it up, and you've got to be careful with it. But it does stop well out on the street. That's just something that noteworthy. It does pass inspection and all that. So under the hood, that's that. This and really was the best materials used, the best components. Everything was first class made. I mean, this is just a little indication of how it was well built. This is all handmade, beautifully welded. It's just first class workmanship. Really very, very, very well done. Inside, it's got a nice sound system. With, I believe they're Dakota digital gauges. Not to be quoted on that. I believe that's what they are, and they do line up nicely. Everything works great. And it's got a nice sound system built in here. No storage, but that's the sacrifice. A beautifully built case here. So let's go for a ride. And just to look inside here, somebody spent a lot of time in this bed, and it really shows. There's some cracking here along the seam sealer, but that's normal. Overall, it's, again, just first-class workmanship. All the stainless steel is beautifully polished. What I can tell you is a build like this, with the cost of the car and the build itself, you're looking at a $200,000 build easily. So this is a lot of bang for the buck. It's a cool ride. Let me take you for a ride. that sounds more than the radio. It has the original controls here with a aftermarket cooling system, ventilation system. It's an easy car to drive. Window glass in this car is new too. It's just it's very clear, very nice. I always liked this car when my client brought it in for service. I always admired the build on it. And now we have it for sale. Shifts nice and smooth. It's not warmed up yet, so we're not going to get on it too much yet. Well, this car runs great. But it's a 4-speed automatic overdrive transmission. It shifts nicely. No weird habits. That AC is getting nice and cold here too. Also tight. I mean, I'm going over bumps here. This has no rattles, no clunks. And, you know, it is a 1967 ElCamino, but I'll tell you something, it drives a whole lot different than it did when they ran. There was a little bit of a clunk. It's a really big dip in the road. Gauges here, the shade here, it's cool. Got a nice little backlight to it. All the gauges work properly. And this car starts and runs flawlessly. There's just no bad habits with it. It's refreshing to get builds like this. This car has 1,500 miles on it, so it's been driven a little bit since it was done. Now, as I talk about these brakes, they stop. This car stops. It works good, but they work a whole lot better once they're heated up. So that's something to be noted. Watching, I don't want to defend any of my friends here. Business long out too bad, but we'll get on it a little bit up here. This thing gets up and goes. It'll just smoke the tires off the back of the car if that's what you're into. I'm not into that. Not particularly sales car, but I promise you we'll do it. We'll do it from a rolling stop here, and I'm not going to full throttle it.
Wow.
It redlined a little faster than I called the last time. That was right on the 6,500. It's got a rev limiter on it. It's fast. It goes. It's just a cool car. And I think I've pointed out the things that we might want to address as far as the brakes. But in terms of the way this thing runs, it needs nothing. And I'm enjoying this ice cold air conditioning on this warm Pennsylvania summer day. So thanks for watching the video, and I hope you like this ElCamino as much as I do.